Welcome to SBS News in Easy English. I'm Sofia Petrovic. Federal, state and territory leaders are holding an emergency national cabinet meeting today. The meeting will be about COVID-19 outbreaks across the country. New cases of the very infectious Delta variant were recorded in 4 states and territories over the weekend. Lockdowns and restrictions have been imposed. From tomorrow, masks will be mandatory in some parts of Queensland. The state recorded 2 new locally acquired cases of coronavirus on Monday. There are also restrictions on home visits. Dancing has been banned. It comes as New South Wales also records more COVID-19 cases. There were 18 new cases in Sydney on Monday. The lockdown in Sydney will continue for 2 weeks. Premier Gladys Berejiklian says the number of cases could rise.
Whilst the numbers today are less than the numbers yesterday, we have to be prepared for the numbers to bounce around, and we also have to be prepared for the numbers to go up considerably, because as experience shows with this strain, we are seeing almost 100% of transmission within households, and we're seeing a very high rate of transmissibility.
Victorian Premier Daniel Andrews is back at work. He was absent after a serious injury in March. Mr. Andrews fell and broke his ribs and fractured his spine. He thanked his family and doctors for the support.
I want to thank Kath and the kids. I want to thank all my medical team. I want to thank every Victorian who sent me cards and notes and best wishes. And I definitely want to thank, and most importantly in many ways, I want to thank the Deputy Premier, James Merlino, who's done an outstanding job. To him, to Megan, to his kids. They wouldn't have expected that they would be spending these last nearly 4 months doing this work, so I'm very grateful to them and all the colleagues.
There were no locally acquired cases of COVID-19 in Victoria today. A new report about Australia's financial future shows the longest lasting effects from COVID-19 will be a smaller population. The report is called the Intergenerational Report. Federal Treasurer Josh Frydenberg says the report gives politicians warnings so they can act.
Australia will be growing more slowly as a result of the impact of COVID and the closed borders. So we're expected to get to just over 38 million people, and that is lower than what we'd previously expected. We also see the pressures from an ageing population on the budget, particularly increased expenditure on health, and we've also going to see that our debt levels continue to rise.
And rescuers are still searching for survivors after a building collapsed in Miami in the United States. The death toll is at 9 people. More than 150 people are missing. Miami-Dade County Mayor Daniela Levine Carver says they are working on identifying those killed.
We've identified 4 of the victims and notified the next of kin. We are making every effort to identify those others who have been recovered and additionally contacting their family members as soon as we are able.
Many construction issues were found in the 12-storey building. An engineer reported them in 2018. You're listening to SBS News in Easy English. I'm Sofia Petrovic.